Get your tickets at us101country.com now.
You know, there is no place like being in your own home, but as we get older, many of us begin to transition to a different type of living, but no one wants to leave behind that feeling of home and the security and warmth that it brings. They certainly understand that and feel that every day at Southern Heritage Assisted Living, and we are so happy this morning to have Grant Kunzelman and Ken Stonebrook on the show to highlight the great work they're doing every day. Good to see you, Grant.
Julie, thank you so much for having us. We're so thrilled to be here and share some information about the good things going on at Southern Heritage.
You and Ken were kind of talking a little bit back and forth, and both of you, and I said, what is it that you think you want to focus on most? It took no time to say that sense of family, not just with the residents who are there, but the staff too.
That is absolutely correct. You hit the nail on the head with that. The home-like environment is truly what we focus on. You mentioned anytime you're moving from an environment you're real familiar with into a new environment, that can be challenging. We know that. And we try to break down all those barriers by creating the most possible home-like environment possible. And that's what we've done at Southern Heritage in East Ridge. It's a beautiful facility and campus. It's all on one level, and we strive for that home-like environment. And we think as soon as you walk into the building, that's something that you're going to notice is the home-like environment.
I'm guessing that, Kim, part of what creates that is the longevity of your staff. This can be an industry where there's a lot of turnover, but your staff enjoys their work and they stay.
That's exactly right. You know, we as healthcare providers, we've been struggling through the pandemic and through some of the things that have challenged all of the healthcare sector. And one of the things that's kind of an anomaly at our facility is we've had tenure. We've not lost anyone through the pandemic. They've all hung in there. And we've got people that have been there since the building opened. And we've got people that have been there, 15 years plus. And that's really rare in this sector. And so we're really proud of that. And we think there's a good reason for that. We believe the reason is that they share in the same vision that we do. And that is caring for our residents. It's all about them. You
know, so often, I don't care what line of work you're in, when you think about maybe leaving, you think about the people you'll leave behind, and there's a loyalty there. Y'all only have 55 apartments. So that sense of loyalty and family couldn't be any stronger, Grant.
No, and that's exactly correct. One thing that we say is we know everyone's name in our facility. Our staff knows all the patients. They're not getting pulled from one section of the building to another section of the building and taking care of somebody that they don't know anything about. Our residents truly are like our family.
I know that you both said this, and sadly we can't sample it here on the show, but again, I'll throw it to you since you're next to me, Grant. That's the food. You feed them well. Yes,
that is, if there's been any consistent feedback we've gotten, it is about the food. And I'll be honest with everyone, it is a home-cooked meal. That is what it is. It is good, old-fashioned home cooking. And the folks there absolutely love it. And to be honest, I enjoy eating there too. If I can get there around lunch, by golly, I try to make it happen.
So much of home is a sense of feel. So Ken, you had this beautiful kind of poetic phrase of where your building is located, because it does have that neighborhood feel about it.
Yeah, it's in East Ridge, at the end of Clemens Road, but we kind of consider that to be kind of a nestled in an alcove. There's no traffic going through there. It's very quiet. It's a peaceful neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood that's developing. And it's just a great place to be. I love going there. It's kind of like from where I work during the day, it's quiet, and we like that.
So you are growing. You mentioned that area, he said, is growing. So is your outreach to your residents. So y'all are now bringing in kind of a nursing component that you haven't had before.
That is correct. We've never had any nursing clinical services at this building, and we are going to be adding in some additional nurse oversight that will help with those clinical issues that come up, whether it be medication management, helping out with medicines, getting on the phones with doctors' offices to make sure appointments are made and that there's good communication in between, back and forth with those PCPs. And so we're very excited to be adding the nursing component.
So how are you handling it? Because we live in this time where a lot of us, none of us have an answer into the future. Nobody ever has and nobody ever will, but it's certainly a turbulent time worldwide and financially. A lot of seniors, I'm sure, are thinking, where are my resources going to go and how quickly? So when they schedule an appointment, I guess, is that how they do it, to come and take a tour?
Yeah, the best way to get in touch with us is going to be either through our website or our phone number. Our phone number is 423-490-0119. That's 423 490-0119, and the website is www.southern-heritage.net. And from both of those places, you can find easy ways to contact us on the website. You can fill out a little form, and that'll come to our email inbox, or you can just call the phone number there and set up an appointment. And we'd love to have anyone out for a tour. That's one thing I can't stress enough, is we just want to be a resource to the Chattanooga community.
Right.
I'm from Chattanooga. Ken's lived in Chattanooga for a long time. The ownership group here is local. If you've got any questions about all those factors that you mentioned, and there's a lot of uncertainty that comes into, well, what do I do with a loved one when we get to this point, or when we get to that point? Feel free just to reach out to either of those contact information, and we'd love to help you. Even if it's not at Southern Heritage, we feel that we can point you in the right direction and help you work through this tough process.
And Ken, I will ask you too, on the food side of things, since it's so good, as Grant said, how many meals do they get with you when they're living there? We have about a minute left.
Sure, we provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day. And the meals are served during the traditional times, between 8 and 9, noon and 1, and 5 and 6.
Okay, so with grocery prices going up too, that's a good way, because as people get older and older, you worry about spending that money, and often malnutrition can be the result, and you don't want that.
Absolutely.
So nice to have you both. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
You heard Grant say it, so now I'm going to show it to you. So you can write that number down if you want to call them. 490-0119, and the website, as he mentioned, is southern-heritage.net. The best thing is just head on over to Clemens Road. They would love to see you, and I bet their flowers are beginning to bloom in their yard. Good
Absolutely.
to see you both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This Thursday only at Ashley's St. Patrick's Day sale. Save 30